Alright, hi again. This is part 2 of my video on making a rock or metal song. I know it took me a while. I'm sorry, I had a bunch of other stuff I had to do. If you haven't seen the first part, I suggest you go back and watch that because it's the first part and it's important. So the first thing you're probably going to want to do when you're writing a song is write all the parts to it. Or maybe you don't. Everyone has their own process, but in this we're going to write all the parts first. We already have an intro which is supposed to catch someone's attention, so I'm going to just explain the parts instead of writing them because that's too long for a video like this. Your intro we've been over. Your verse is supposed to be a slower, calm down, slower pace where you tell the story of the song. It's not supposed to be catchy or amazing. It could be, but it's not designed to be. A pre-chorus is just a transition from the verse to the chorus, so you might want to build up, do whatever. The chorus is pretty straightforward. It's the main part of your song. It has the main hook. It's catchy, and it'll get stuck in your head if you're doing it right. The bridge is a little bit different from the rest of the song because instead of trying to sound like the rest of the song and tell the story, it's supposed to be a little bit different. Maybe look at a different side of it. Usually there will be, if there is a solo in the song, it'll be in the bridge because that's just normally where they go, or at the end of the bridge. So you might want to think about that. And the outro is the opposite of the intro. It's supposed to take you out of the chorus, or whatever you choose to put there, and away from the song. So once you have all these parts, you can start putting them together. Just fill in those spots. Intro, verse, chorus, pre-chorus in there if you like, verse, pre-chorus if you like, chorus, bridge, solo if you like, chorus, outro. It's relatively simple. The bit that gets complicated is the riffs themselves and the transitions. So a transition, I know I haven't talked about these yet, is a separation between any part of the song, any two parts of the song. It can be a pre-chorus, which is a pretty generalized transition, or it can be like the difference between an intro and a verse. You'll probably want them if you're doing a more advanced song, but for your starting it's not really necessary, but I throw them in because they sound good. So just to demonstrate my point, I'm going to play a really simple one. I'm just going to play one riff one time through, then I'm going to play a transition, then something that is going to sound like a chorus. So here's the riff. Here's the chorus. And here's what it's going to sound like all together. This is just me playing it through. That's that. So now you're pretty much done writing a simple song. You can always go a lot farther, like a lot, but right now I'm not really going to do that. I might get that in another video. But one thing that is hard is teaching your band how to play these songs. A lot of the time they just won't pay attention because while you're teaching one guy how to play a song for half an hour, the other guys in the band aren't going to be interested. I'm going to explain two ways that work pretty well. First is to use Guitar Pro and make sure your band all have Guitar Pro. They'll hear the song, they'll be able to play along with it. The second is to record it and give them tabs or music, whatever they like. Both these ways work pretty well. I'd probably recommend the Guitar Pro just because it's easier. Alright, so that's pretty much the basic guide done. I'm going to come back with a part 3, but don't wait on it because it's going to take me just as long as this did. I'm sorry about the recording quality of the guitar. That was just to illustrate my point and of the general crap of the video, but deal with it. Before I finish, I'd like to say that you guys really shouldn't use this formula more than a couple times just to learn. There's no way that this can give you really good results unless you're going into something really simple. I wouldn't do that if I were you. One more thing you have to keep in mind is that a lot of your band aren't going to like some of the stuff you write. It's just bound to happen if you write a few songs and you have 3 guys in your band maybe. someone's not going to like every bit of them, or every one of them. But that's just the nature of it, and sometimes you just have to work through that. Maybe modify the song a bit so that the other guys like it. So thank you for watching, and I guess I'll be back in a bit with another one.